Okay, we're back. I have been thinking about where I want to go next. Pretty sure we're going to pop into depths. We're getting to the point where divorcing Trog sounds like a decent idea. It's not to say he's like useless at this point. He's still quite good. Berserk is still quite good, and we don't even have a way of giving ourselves rage if we wanted it without Trog. But on the other hand, we don't really need him. Also, Passage of Galubria did spawn, and that's a spell that's just low enough level that we could probably cast it even as a Minotaur in GDA. So that's something to keep in mind. But the real question is, which god would I even worship if I dropped Trog? And typically people say to go So as the move into Extended. And I'll probably do that just to kind of demonstrate a like a basic, you know, meat and potatoes sort of bread and butter game. But the more I think about it, the more I think that in this late game swap sort of situation, there's really nothing better than Rue. His auras are just so top tier awesome in the late game that it's just hard to not want to use him. Plus, with So, we're going to have to train invocations, which we don't have any of yet, so that's something to keep in mind. But, you know, if you look So up, well, there's quite a lot of reading material here. But I want to say, does he actually block Torment? I know he'll heal you, but not as much as Makleb, and only if you kill demonic things or undead things, which is fine because that's most of what Extended is. I'm not so sure if he blocks Torment directly. Anyway, that's just something to think about. Why don't we just go ahead and hit up the depths, though? Okay. This is an interesting, Zig vault right here at the very beginning. It's got a lot of Devas in it, so I'm going to stare dance a bit. Oh, just Berserk. Wow. He was surprisingly tough. Too bad we're not using swords. This U-Demon Blade would be pretty useful. Although if we do worship So, and we get to max piety, which we will, we can always rebrand this anti-magic axe or this freezing axe to healing, or not healing, but holy brand, I meant to say. Which is really, really, really excellent. Probably the best brand in the game for Extended. Although speed is probably better. Yeah, speed or anti-magic. So maybe we'll just keep the anti-magic. One thing I kind of wish I had done instead of enchanting up or rebranding my +9 Executioner's Axe from anti-magic to freeze, I kind of wish I had rebranded this instead, because the holy brand, once you are worshipping So, the holy brand will give you +2 as well. Also, I'm kind of curious if So hates all blowguns or just poison. Hard to say, because that is a really unfortunate conduct thing you have to do with So. Okay. Actually, I can probably check this. Yeah, it just says Forsaking Dark Magic and Underhanded Tactics. I wonder if I can search up, well, Conduct. I was searching So Conduct, didn't quite come out right. This flavor messages. Not quite what I'm looking for. Ah, well. Another thing about So is that he gives you a shield bonus. If you have a shield, we aren't using shields, so it's a little bit suboptimal. So I don't know, maybe we will just go Rue. I have to think about it. Alright, let's drop this MR Plus Axe. Yeah, well, actually, no, let's carry it with us because I am not so sure. I'm curious if, well, why don't we just take a look? I'm curious if liches. Okay, never mind. 4 wins is good enough to stop ancient liches. So good. Alright, taking a look at these rings and things, we don't really need any of this. +4 slang is nice, but 4 phantom mirrors available for sale. That's fun. And this Feel of Floods. But there's one for free that I have not picked up. So why don't we go grab that? Surprised I missed that. There's not a lot at this point that can really kill us in non-extended, unless I just really act with a lot of hubris. Using anti-magic on this lich so that he can't crystal spear me too much. Wand of Enslavement. That is worth getting. I'd like to drop some of these items. Oh, and enchant armor. Really love how these tomahawks are good enough to kill just about anything. Sort of goes to show how good throwing is. I mean, that was even an Etten. We still took it out. I'm going to buy that Ring of Phasing soon. That's one of the reasons why I'm not buying anything. Also, oddly enough, we still have no boots. No boots have spawned. Yeah, I mean, with resistances, even these guys are going to have a rough time doing anything to us. That or a lick, you know. What is Diesel considered to be? It's a arbitrary way of measuring what your defenses are. 46 AC, 31 EV. We probably won't reach that this game. Diesel characters are fun though. Really powerful. Oh, Demon Spawn Berserker of Trog. Hard to say how he got down here only doing 25 damage, but I can't complain. It's Berserk. Okay, we don't want this one to polymorph, but this is a sign that we need to clear out our inventory a little bit. And we're slowly pushing our AC up. Only 12 more points for the AC component of Diesel. But yeah, Diesel doesn't really mean anything. It's just a really good measurement of if your character is borderline unkillable, you know. But trust me, that's not enough to keep you alive. You can still definitely foolishly get yourself killed. Oh, wow. Wow. I'm not going in there. It's the really horrible Zot Trap Vault. I do feel a bit bad that I don't have Shatter or something, but that's not really an option on a Minotaur. However, it does, silly as this sound, it kind of makes me... Well, we're going to see what the loot is real quick. If it's something good enough, I legitimately might consider swapping to Lagonu and using, like, just to corrupt the entrance. On the other hand, scumming out Piety for Lagonu is a bit harder now, since you can't, since items, or since enemies don't spawn beyond the original floor cap in Zot. So that's something to keep in mind. Alright, what do we got here? An Unrand, or sorry, a Randart amulet, which we don't care about because we have the Unrand 4 wins. So the chance of that being better is almost nil. Yeah, all this stuff blows. Really the only thing that I want here is the ring, which could be good, could be trash, but I gotta tell you, you could have like Dragon King's armor. You could have like the riposte, the riposte gloves, whatever they're called, gloves of, not gloves of war, but fencer's gloves. You could have gloves of war even. You could have boots of stealth. You could have like all the greatest items in the game, and I still wouldn't go into this vault. This is ludicrous. This is like, I don't believe there's anything you could do that guarantees you don't die here. You could fog. There's a couple things you could do, but if I were you, I would not go into this vault unless you have LRD and can just break in, because otherwise you're just, or if you're worshipping Lagonu and can corrupt your way in. I think those are the only two methods to get in a way that doesn't create a horrible situation. Like, the best thing you could possibly do is like bust into the vault this way, apport the things you want, and then just exclude all this crap off so you never go towards it again. Because traps are just really, really nasty. I suppose I could like read teleport and go inside and kind of get the lay of the land, but it's just not worth it. It's just not worth risking it. Especially since there's already a ring on the table for me to get, you know? The Ring of Phasing. And this other ring is ludicrously good. So I don't really care what that artifact is. And this is one of those scenarios where discretion is the better part of valor, so to speak. If you've ever heard that phrase before. Just don't don't risk yourself, you know, for something stupid, something that's not worth it. Well, here's an interesting choice. I don't know if, I wonder if I can lure this dude. I wonder if deep elf trolls can blow up stone. I don't think they can. Otherwise people would cheese this kind of thing. Or not deep elf, it's deep troll. Well, they can certainly blow up rock walls, but I already knew that. I knew you used to be able to lure these guys all over the place to clear out the slime walls for you, but that was after they turned to rock back in the day. Yeah, I don't think they have the spell power to blow up stone, which is a shame. If we find Jorgrin, we can lure him, and he'll take it out for us. We're getting into like ludicrous, silly strategies now, though. Okay. You know, we are a bit mutated here, but it's not really anything I care about, so, Hey, there's Shatter. Not that we'll be casting 9th level spells ever. Oh wow, it's another obnoxious portal vault, this time with stuff that I just have no interest in fighting. That floating eye makes this, sort of a ludicrous prospect. None of these items even seem very appetizing. I've seen this vault before, and the vault, the loot in it always seems really crappy. Like not worth going into. Yeah, no thanks. Why don't we cloud this stuff? There seems to be enough of it to warrant a use. Oh my god, what is going on? Oh right, the Rakshasa is cloning these guys. And he's dead. So let's leave. After killing this dude. Did he blink? Oh, he blinked. Curious. Okay, got him. Just tabbing through this stuff. I am going to cloud these guys, and that seems a little bit wasteful, but consider the fact that this dude can paralyze me. So I want like a backup plan to kill these guys while I'm paralyzed. But no such problems. Okay, found a way into the abyss. No Lagonu altar if I wanted to go in that direction. I'm gonna go for strength now. take a step up, quite a few things down here. And we'll just do the whole luring thing. Okay, easy enough, just tab through this stuff. Quite a few frost giants. Hey, we have no haste. Should we go Che? Just kidding. That was fairly miserable last game when I was using Che. We're not going to go down that road again for a while, if ever. I mean, Che is really good in a way, but it radically alters your game to the extent that you'd rather just not. For the most part. Yeah, not too many threats in here that I need to talk about. I will say that when you run into these Rakshasas, you should treat them as a top-tier threat. You saw earlier I was dealing with a sort of endless number of clones because I was mindlessly tabbing, you know, and they can be quite dangerous because they can clone anything, including an N or a Juggernaut. All kinds of stuff. Alright, we're going to play this smart, take a step, and now we have our own little kill hole here. Exploding tomahawks, we don't need those. I would really like just like an extra 10 stack of enchant weapon would be great. If only because I would like to enchant my blowgun. Enchanted blowguns are far more able to enact their very deadly payload onto things like paralysis, confuse, and frenzy. You can, unless things have changed, you can still paralyze panlords, I think. Don't quote me on that. Let me, it's possible they changed that. But it's worth trying out. Easy enough to test if I get a decently enchanted blowgun. Okay, we've got far too many things right now. First of all, let's cloud this vampire and this vampire. Unfortunately, we get poison. But we take out the wasps that way. Okay, not bad. Let's take a few steps back. Go back in. Easy enough to just tab through all this stuff. The thing about playing a Minotaur is that you just, once you get to a certain point, And really, for most of the game, you can just kind of hold tab. Now, it's not invulnerable, especially at the beginning. I mean, there are people that say you can just hold the dot button, you know, and wait, and your horns will kill everything. And that's true, speaking in reference to the early game. But bad things can still happen. You can still get grindered. Okay. Pro magic, we don't need that. Why don't we just turn off these rings that we don't care about, which is pretty much all of them. Oh man, what am I doing? I guess I already started, so I gotta do them all manually. Pro fire, protection, positive energy. Yeah, there's actually a button that lets you do all of these at the same time. I just messed up and used it after I'd already started, so it doesn't quite work out because it toggles everything. Yeah, okay, that's everything. Fine. Still kind of on the fence about which god I'm going to do after Trog. A little surprising, we've seen 0 boots in this entire game. And we're all the way on depths 5 now. Could this be Marjorie? Nope. Just a Necromancer and Hell Knights. Gonna Berserk and kill that Lich. What can we drop? We don't need Torment. Alright, that's Jobo. Why don't we just play it safe? We'll bring him down here at some point. But let's kill his buddies one by one first. Nice. He didn't even follow, which is good. Well, he did follow, but he followed way too late. We're going to turn on anti-magic. He does have a triple sword, but that's okay. Okay, he's stacked, only one stack, so, well, no stacks, just one hit of anti-magic. I keep missing. Okay, 2 stacks. He's still there striking me, so I'm gonna try to stack again. Jeez, I can't hit him to save my life. Okay, let's just swap on Execution's Axe of Freezing now. And we got him. Probably would have been faster to just hit him with the freezing until he was dead, honestly. Bigger enchantment, you know. Hey, enchant weapon. We need to make a choice. Which is, do I want this axe? Or do I want this blowgun to end up being +9? Really hard decisions. I'm gonna go with the blowgun. And that kind of commits us to the throwing plan, but that's okay with me. Okay, jewelry is here. I'm gonna go ahead and use Brothers in Arms, because he can be tough. Let's queue up our Javelins of Steel, since these do a little more damage to this dude. We'll let my Deep Troll do the work. And he definitely does the work. Alrighty. Sometimes I'm a little stunned by how good throwing actually is. All I'm doing is throwing tomahawks. You know, those little things that you leave behind in the dungeon and don't care too much about? Well, when you have just a bit of throwing lying around, well, maybe not a bit, I have quite a lot, but if you have some throwing, suddenly these tomahawks can kill the toughest things in the game, or a lot of the toughest things in the game. The best part about it is you get to do significant damage to things as they're coming at you, which is something you don't get on most race class combinations, where you're going for like a weapon, or even spells. Even spells, a lot of them, yeah, you attack as they're coming in, but you don't have like full range of attack for the entire line of sight on most spells. Even Iron Shot is limited. And that's like the best single target spell in the game, or one of them. So, yeah. Throwing or other launchers, like bows, crossbows, whatever, they're all very excellent for that reason. Even slings are great. Alright, so we finished depths. I think it's about time. It's about time for me to swap off to something. It's just, what will it be? Well, I gotta tell you, I really do not want to have to train invocations right now. I really just want to train throwing to 27 so that I can try out the needles on Panlords and see if it still works. I just want to see, yeah, Torment Resistance. Huh. I guess it's just Kiku that does it. I don't know why I've always been under the impression that So does it. I mean, he'll give you RN+++, but I guess he doesn't give you a direct Torment Resistance. But at the same time, you're killing things so quickly on So, and he's healing you when you kill demons and stuff. Not really to the degree as Mocklab, but pretty good. Maybe that's why I had that in mind. It's a form of Torment Resistance, in a way, in a manner of speaking. Okay, so really I'm at an impasse where if I want to swap gods, it's going to be, well, it's not going to be Gozag. It's going to be something, if I want to avoid invocations, it could be Rue. can't be Jivia because he's dead because I killed TRJ. It could be pretty much just Rue at this point for extended. Not really anything else that would really do it for us. The only problem with Rue is that he doesn't give us an effective way of dealing with Torment. And you have to remember, we don't have RN+++ even. And even if I had RN++, well, I wouldn't want to deal with... I wouldn't want to deal with all that. You know, Torment is just a real pain without something on top of the RN++ in my experience. Even if it's just staff form. Necromutation ideally, but not many characters will have that. Certainly not this one. But yeah, we do not want to go into extended with Trogon. We really would like to train... We really would like to train translocations and get Passage of Galubria. So I'll tell you what, we don't really want to do Zen, at least not yet, because we need our gold. We need to spend our gold, so we don't want to tithe that in one big chunk, or even a little bit as we pick it up. We want that Ring of Phasing really badly. Really hard decisions. Ashen Zari, I guess. I mean, I'm just kidding. That's not a terribly great extended god. Now, we could go Rue, and he actually, you know, he sort of offers a form of torment resistance by virtue of making things act less often. So that's, you could sort of trick yourself into thinking that's torment resistance, I guess. You know what? We're going to go for so. Let's do it. And we have blinking, by the way, so no big deal. And we're going to get so piety really fast, because we're going to go to Crypts. Wait, where is he? Hold the phone. There's no so altar? Oh, right. You can't search for so. His name isn't really so. It's just the Shining One. People just call him TSO for short. Yes. All abandoned Trog. Alright, we'll train spellcasting, and we'll train invocations. And the reason we're training spellcasting is we want to go down and grab this Book of Burglary. Not training necromancy. We'll memorize, yeah, Galubria. Yeah. Okay. And we're going to go into the Crypt, which is almost entirely undead units. And then TSO will hopefully come through for us here. Oh boy. And we're already running into trouble. TSO doesn't like my Wand of Clouds because it can make negative. What a shame. Let's go ahead and do Crypts. So this will be Depths and Crypts. I'm already 39 minutes in, but I can't imagine this is going to take too long. Yep, we already get a little tiny bump in piety. Hey, we have some Arcor to carry around. I like that. Whoa, we already got tormented. Boy. I didn't want to run into a cursed skull this early. Wow. This is really bad. This Tella isn't going to want to kick in soon enough. We don't have Blink. Well, we don't have Sea Blink. He can Ghostly Fireball, but I don't think that can kill me. Let's take a step. Taking that step took me out of the range of the Cursed Skull for a turn. We're going to heal wounds, and we got teleported to safety. Good. Relative safety. Oh my god, he's back. I should have expected that. We're like right around the corner. This is really bad. Okay, the real teleport. Let's not be so reckless next time. Yeah, anywhere in Crypts is dangerous due to these Cursed Skulls. Now we're going to kill this guy. We're going to treat him like a top tier threat because he is. Silver does not damage undead. It only damages chaos. Well, it damages them, but at the same rate as a regular javelin. So instead, we're going to use our highest damage thing, which is a steel javelin. There's now things in front. Unfortunately, 2 steel javelins missed. I'm going to teleport, because guess what? This didn't work. Fog to prevent me from getting slammed with Torment. Let's take out these guys. Thankfully, no Cursed Skull around. If we could get in melee with the Cursed Skull, that would be cool. Because then at least we could anti-magic him. Or just whack him. But yeah, for whatever reason, we didn't quite work for us. The javelins didn't. And yet we can tomahawk an ancient champion to death like it's nobody's business. Just luck of the draw, I guess. Plus, Cursed Skulls, as you can see, have really good AC. I always thought of Cursed Skulls as having crappy AC and really good EV, but that's the opposite of how it is. But our piety is launching up super fast, so that's a plus. Okay, here's our friend. Anti-magic, take a step. Come on. Yeah, get anti-magicked. And he dies. Low hit points, so if you can get some hits on them, they die pretty fast. Now, unfortunately, our nag doesn't do anything for us for Flayed Ghosts, so we're just going to need to play with those threats in mind. Okay. Not much loot here, which is to be expected. Let's head down into floor 2. By the way, our neg is rising as TSO gets more friendly with us. I guess that Divine Shield thing just gives you shield points. It's like an active ability. I thought it was passive. Maybe not. Hey, Scattershot, we like that. And a Scroll of Summoning. Cool stuff. We're going to drop these potions of invisibility. They are totally useless to us while we're worshipping so, for reasons that should be obvious. Okay, we have Cleansing Flame now. Which is, it's an option, but we're probably not going to use it. Let's see if we can tab this stuff. We can. So, Trog's Wrath is no big deal for us. Enchant armor. I was wondering what had filled up my inventory. So yeah, this is the most straightforward way to transition into extended, in my opinion, is to worship the Shining One. On a Mibi, I mean. You can do a lot of different things. Yeah. It's been some time since I've worshipped TSO. Even if he is a bit bread and butter, I will admit that I don't have a huge familiarity with him. I tend to prefer certain other gods. What are we gonna do here? I'm gonna try to kill it with the javelins again. Nice. See, I knew I could one-shot it with a javelin. I just need to get a decent roll. We just had a very unlucky roll the last time. By the way, this Halo does a really good job of making us even more accurate with our throwing. Now, unfortunately, because we're no longer worshipping Trog, we're probably going to run out of throwing. And then this is going to become more of a luxury item we use situationally rather than just tabbing. Go grab some rocks or something, I guess. Okay, we are full up. So why don't we go ahead and make the choice. What are we going to Holy Wrath? I'm just going to Holy Wrath my freezing. We're wasting the +2 that you get off of it, but whatever. Anything that we would really care that much about the damage on that isn't undead or demonic, we'd probably rather be anti-magicking anyway. Speaking about things like Orbs of Fire. But with this Holy Wrath Executioner's Axe, we will just hilariously blow through this stuff. Watch me take down this Lich. Boom, one shot. How cool is that? Unbelievable. Well, it's very believable, actually. Alright, can't learn any necromancy. This has a Necronomicon spell in it, though. One of the best spells in the game. Borgnors. The Holy Brand is incredible. Doesn't help us against these living things, unfortunately, but that's fine. We are, by the way, at our neg+++. TSO fills it out. We also have +1 from 4 wins, but unfortunately caps at +3 rather than +4, so would be nice if you could just keep stacking it and maybe get some torment resistance on top, but no such luck. Although RN+++ is really good. I mean, it makes it so bolt of draining is no big deal. Reduces the efficacy of Ghostly Fireball. I think it even makes Miasma less painful. I could be wrong about that last one. Yeah, unfortunately, Trog can make you get paralyzed, which sucks. But otherwise, his wrath is not really a big deal. Chances are good if you were worshipping Trog, by the time you're willing to abandon him, you can survive a few berserked things. A berserked stone giant is no joke, but if you're like a person in GDA, it's not a huge deal. Now, we have the money for the Ring of Phasing now. Let's go get it. This I will blink out of. And we'll teleport. We'll just blink away. Cool. Those things aren't exactly worth experience. So I don't even care if I kill them. I do need to get to the shop though, so here we are. We wear the Ring of Phasing, we lose 4 AC, we gain 8 EV, which is way more important on this character because, well, the beginning points are more important. Like most things in this game, there's a certain leveling off point. So normally I don't care that much about EV, but in this case, it's the correct move. And we'll get some better defenses before too long. While we're at it, why don't we buy this Scroll of Enchant Armor? Cool. Got a few more things for sale. Yeah, I'll go ahead and buy these. Teleport, and we'll pick up, how are we doing on these items? 3 resistance, 20 curing, 1 fear. We'll pick up another fear, even if it's not going to come in too useful for the rest of the game, probably. Works on Moths of Wrath, so that's good enough for me. So we're not even going to set foot in Zot for a long while. We're gonna do Vestibule, not right now, in the next video. And then I know that I haven't done Vaults 5 yet, and that's fine. It's going to be a little awkward to do Vaults 5 with just Holy, but we have Anti-Magic as well, so fine. I was really hoping to get Passage of Galubria online, but man, these apps are not making it easy. I mean, I could be training less things, but I'm greedy. Well, actually, let's, why don't we go pick up the Brilliances. I really like to have Pog if I'm going to do Vaults 5. Okay. Got a ton of Brilliance now. Let's make sure Brilliance is turned on. It is now. So yeah, next video we'll do Vestibule, and we'll do that first because with Holy Brand it'll be very, very easy, very, very, very simple. Just bowl through it, probably. Well, I can envision some scenarios where it could cause me some trouble, but not really. And then we'll probably do Vaults 5. Maybe we'll even find a simple pair of boots there for me to wear, because I'm still bootless. After that, hard to say. We've done Elf, so the only loot pile left would be Tomb. Probably do Tomb next. Tomb shouldn't be too awful under TSO, but we're definitely going to want Pog online for Tomb. Maybe Silence, maybe Darkness, but man, getting spells online on a Minotaur is just sort of miserable. We're going to be lucky to get Pog online in any decent amount of time. But them's the breaks. That's the price you pay for having such a powerful character in the early game, I guess. Alright, well, until next time, I am signing out.